Okay, Republic TV has some breaking news updates now. It's a Republic Super exclusive. In the Kerala gold scandal, it was at the Chief Minister's doorstep. The Pinnarai Vijay government has been facing many questions, and they were hoping maybe that they will get away with most of it by, asking one secretary to leave. But agencies looking at the call records, call logs of the accused Swapna, Suresh and Sarit Nair, and Republic TV has learnt that in these call records are the answers to some of the questions. They're looking especially very, very closely at some of the calls made between Swapna, Suresh and Kerala Minister Jalil, KT Jalil. And these are the details that Republic TV is accessing. It's a Republic Super exclusive. We have details of the calls between the minister and the main accused. The Kerala gold scam main accused, which the NI believes has terror connections and they've been charged under the UAPA Act. There is a sitting minister in the Kerala government, in Pinnarai Vijayan's government. His name is KT Jalil. And agencies tell Republic TV that at least 9 calls were made from Swapna Suresh's number to KT Jalil in the last 1 month alone. In the month of June, at least 9 calls and 1 SMS shared. And between Sarit Nair and the Chief Minister's Special Secretary, at least 13 to 14 times contact was made either through calls or SMSs. These are explosive details that Republic TV has accessed, and let me go across to Sanjeevi joining us on the broadcast. Sagai Raj will also be joining us on the broadcast along with Shavan, who's been tracking the story very closely from New Delhi as the NIA is also involved. Let me go across to Sanjeevi first. Okay, before that, Sanjeevi, stay with me. I'm going to Shavan, getting us the full details. Shavan, this is explosive. Now, he can't escape these questions. The government can't escape these questions. Sagai Raj and Sanjeevi. Sagai Raj, we're picking up details that minister's call records are also being looked at. Rather, the accused's calls to the minister is being looked at very closely. This is getting more intense.
Absolutely, Niranjan. This was on the plate. Remember, on day one, when this news was broke on Republic TV, we had spoken to the opposition party leaders, and one of the main allegations made by Sudarshan, the chief of BJP from Kerala, was that any investigating agency, whoever is going to inquire this particular case, should go ahead and check the call records of Swapna Suresh as well as the Chief Minister's office. Now, Republic have accessed exclusive documents to show that Swapna Suresh had made several calls to Chief Minister's office as well as his minister, and definitely this shows the nexus of government which was actually helping Swapna Nair. And one more allegation made by the opposition party leader in Kerala was that this team of ministers as well as officials from Chief Minister's office and from Kerala were trying to help and negotiate with Customs office in Kerala to get away Swapna Nair from all this smuggling case which was registered against her. So they tried very hard to do this. End of the day, we have seen what has happened. The law has taken its own course and she's been arrested from Bengaluru. The investigation is on and everything is there in black and white in front of us. The call records, the calls which was being made between the ministers, between the officials and Swapna Nair on these days to negotiate and try to get away from this entire smuggling scam.
There are some more details that we have. Shavan is also joining us. Sagai Raj and Sanjeevi, stay with me. Quickly getting in a word from Shavan. Shavan, Sarit Nair and Swapna Suresh are accused, and the kind of details that are emerging, the charges under which they've been booked, these are very serious allegations that a sitting minister, now irrespective of how hard the Kerala government has tried to sort of distance itself from this scandal, it's only getting worse, with call records showing Swapna dialed a sitting minister 9 times. Now they tried to distance her, calling her a consultant, etc. and etc. Now, what are the ramifications of these calls in your view, and how seriously are the agencies looking at this?
Well, in fact, Niranjan, if you simply go by what the National Investigation Agency had to tell the court, where they clearly suspect that this was not possible without some sort of an interference from certain bureaucrats, and not just that, also certain politicians, and that is something that is being investigated by the NIA at this point in time. This is purely what the NIA has already told the court. Now, with the fact that these call records which are basically emerging, important to point out here is that Swapna Suresh's entire connections is quite evident, given the fact her latest position that she enjoyed, or the latest place that she was actually working in, that in itself was a reflection of some sort of a reference that came in from a topmost bureaucrat who earlier was attached with the Chief Minister's office. That in itself is something that the National Investigation Agency would be looking at. Prima facie, it's important to point out here that the NIA is looking at not just the 4 accused who've been named in the FIR that was also accessed by Republic TV's Sanjeevi, where not just the 4 accused, they essentially believe that there is a larger criminal conspiracy in place. When I say larger criminal conspiracy, they're essentially looking at certain people within the government and also outside the government who have been helping these 4 accused. So largely what they would be looking at is the entire net of people who are associated not just within the government but also outside, and thus connections are something that the National Investigation would be looking into. Now the fact is that if at all what the NIA is saying right now, that the proceeds of the crime were basically being used for terrorist activities, that is in itself a very grave perhaps allegation that has been leveled by the National Investigation Agency. And some of my sources within the NIA here in the national capital, they say that they are certainly going to look into the fact that whether at all some of these government officials who were in touch with the accused in this particular case, whether they were at all aware that the money was finally being utilized for terrorist activities. Now, it's not very clear whether at all certain specific terror
Actually taken a word from Sanjeevi. So Shravan, only because I'm short of time, I'm cutting you short. I'm really sorry. We have less than 1 minute, so I just want to quickly get in a word from Sanjeevi, Shravan, and then I'll come back to you. Sanjeevi, has there been a response from the Kerala government yet to the call records that are being studied?
Well, remember what happened last week, Niranjan, because the Chief Minister of Kerala, Pinarayi Vijayan, had clearly mentioned that there is no connection between the government of Kerala or Swapna Nair. She's just been, appointed by the office of the CMO and Secretary of the IT department, who is Shiv Shankar. So on the other hand, we also accessed the video of the Kerala Assembly Speaker himself, Sri Ramakrishnan, participating in an event of Sandeep Nair along with Swapna, where the workshop was inaugurated by the Speaker of Kerala. So that clearly explains what kind of nexus she had with the top people who are in the constitutional power from the LDF government of Kerala itself. So they cannot definitely deny the connections. And now what we accessed is also a shocking revelation, where in fact the Swapna Suresh has spoken with one of the cabinet minister from the LDF government, government of cabinet of Pinarayi Vijayan. So it clearly established a connection. In fact, the customs report which we accessed last week also said that we cannot deny that there are some people from the government who are helping these people for the gold smuggling case. So if we connect the dots on the right way, we cannot deny the fact that people from the government, not only from bureaucracy but also from the ministry side cabinet, is helping Swapna Suresh and other people in this case.
So, Sanjeevi, stay with me. We'll take a short break. Sanjeevi, Shravan, Sagairaj, stay with me. Taking a short break. Swapna Suresh, Sarit, phone calls to Jalil, a minister in Kerala. These are the accused in the gold scam. And they made calls to the ministers. 9 calls. It's not just 1 or 2 calls. 9 calls and 13 times contact made between Sarit and the Chief Minister's Special Secretary. It's at Pinarayi Vijayan's doorstep. In a story broken by Republic TV, you'll see that other channels are trying to play catch up. Story broken by Republic TV will get you much more. Stay tuned.